Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, before I do anything today, I want to say if you hear a chirping cricket in the background, I apologize. I got a cricket down here in my basement and I cannot find him. It's middle of December. You'd think he'd be dead by now, but he will not shut up. But anyway, today I've got a really cool little RC car to take a look at. This is from a brand named SIMREX. Now the model number for this is a CR-08. Let me just briefly show you the box here. And here it is, a CR-08. But this kind of styling looks a lot like, but a lot of Hosum cars are similar to this. And I believe that this is probably made by Zinlahong, though I'm not 100% certain, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. But I can see down here, there's a model number here of a 9137. That's a typical Zinlahong type numbering. It has that sort of style. So I suspect they're who actually really makes this car. But it's being sold by SIMREX on Amazon. So it's a 1/16th scale, just a little brushed RC car. There's nothing fancy about it. Doesn't have oil-filled shocks or anything. They're just friction shocks. You can see it's very, very bouncy. Has that same sort of style controller you see with the Zinlahong Hosum type stuff. Just your power, and you got your steering trim and your throttle trim here on the right side. Pretty standard pistol grip controller that takes 3 AA batteries. You get a USB charger for the 2S lithium-ion pack and a little wheel wrench, and it looks like a few extra body clips. That's about it. Pretty basic. Now, one thing I like is you just have 2 front body clips you take off, and you can just flip the body back. So it's kind of on a hinge, and that's really, really neat. I like that. Easy to access. You don't have to take the body off, so that way you don't misplace the shell or, you know, have to put the whole shell back on. They do have a couple tags on here where they are mentioning their 12-month or 1-year warranty, extended warranty on this, it says, and just a little information about their 24/7 live chat support and their email. So that's nice that they offer that. So you just flip this up. You can see inside of here we've got like a 390 style brushed motor with some cooling fins. Here's our 2-cell lithium-ion pack. I can take this out just to tell you the capacity. I haven't even pulled it out yet. So I just kind of have to get this Velcro out of the way. And this is a 1500 milliamp hour 2-cell 7.4 volt with a pretty typical, on these RC cars, you get a Dean's plug for those. Your ESC and receiver is a combo, so it's built in together. That's also common on these intro-level cars. And it looks like the steering servo, we can try to look in here, it looks like it's going to be one of those 5 wires. So it is, you know, not your standard 3-wire steering servo, but everything's fully proportional. It is using composite plastics throughout. There's not a lot of metal on this. Again, this is entry level, so that's kind of what you expect. The body keeps flopping back. There is a wire here that runs up to the body that I'm sure will run these white, I'm sure they're probably white LEDs on the roof of the car. Again, here's your pretty typical friction shocks with the red springs. I don't think there's any LED lights on the actual bumper, and I don't see any wire running to the front for that. Tires are what you see in a lot of these Zinlahong type vehicles. Just, you know, they're air and they're no foam in there. And it's not the greatest rubber compound, but it'd be fine for a car like this. So I think this will probably be a pretty fun little car. Again, it's probably gonna be a bit bouncy, but aside from that, it ought to be cool for like an entry-level RC car. You know, on the box here, they mentioned some of the statistics here. It does have transmission, full vehicle ball bearings, high performance motor, of course, CVD drive shafts. Yeah, it's a 40 amp ESC in there, so you might be able to go up to a 3S on that brushed motor. All right, that's pretty much everything. Let's get it outside now and see how well this little car performs. So I'll be right back. Okay, let's get this little SIMREX RC car out here and see how it performs. Now I got my RC ramp here. I'm going to drive it around here first in the yard, see how this little 4-wheel drive truck performs. There are quite a bit of neighborhood kids playing here in the neighborhood today, so they may be asking some questions about the car, but that's fine because this would be perfect for a younger kid. There's also quite a bit of traffic today because people getting off work, so I'm going to try to drive it more off-road than on the street, but we will take it out there to see how fast it does appear to be going at least. Yeah, it moves along pretty good. Let's just see if we can get a few jumps in here with the ramp. I missed it. Whoa, it rode a wheelie. It's got really good acceleration, and these tires are gripping really good in the grass. It just, as you saw, that it flipped over. It's just got good acceleration for brushed, a little 390 brush. It almost looks like it could use a wheelie bar, to be honest with you. But you don't usually see that on a brushed motor, especially on a 390. Oh. Whoa, nice. Moves along good. It's got good power. It's not super fast, but then again, we are on the grass. A little 2S lithium ion gives it plenty of punch. Nice. Whoa, it flipped over again. Yeah, it flips over a little bit. Now, some of that's also, you know, these friction shocks. It is a bit bouncy. So a little bit too much bounce, and then it ends up rolling over or flipping. So it's real soggy out here, and there's a lot of glare from the sun here. That's why I'm trying to, it's late in the day here in the days before Christmas. So that low angle of the sun really makes a lot of glare. Let's just get it out here and just kind of get it off to the side in the sun here and just get an idea on what it looks like on the pavement. That moves along pretty good, actually. I'm gonna stand over here so I can get out of the sun. Hey, Oliver. Got a truck coming. Yeah, the neighbor kids are interested in the car, like I said, which is cool. Oliver likes his RC stuff, and he really likes his drones. You like that car, guys? Yeah, it's a little buggy. Whoa, is it gonna, oh, it didn't end up upright. It ended up upside down. Wipe out. That's okay, it's fine. But yeah, that moves along pretty quick. I didn't think about it would be even quick enough to be able to set a top speed, but that moves along fast enough that I wouldn't mind having a top speed on that now that I think about it. I'd say it's probably in a 15 to 20, probably around 15. Whoa, we walked out again. Again, these friction shocks, they're just really bouncy. So it hits this stuff and it doesn't absorb the bumps. And you end up with it, you know, flipping over or something. Whoa, that was perfect. It's not too bad in the yard though. Like I said, it's just when you do like a jump or come up off the curb here, it just doesn't always handle the jump. You could certainly put, you know, oil-filled shocks are so cheap now. I say this in almost all these videos where we end up with a brushed motor like something like this that usually has friction shocks, is how cheap you can upgrade it. But this car's not super expensive, so it may not be worth it. But you wouldn't have to spend a lot. You could get oil-filled shocks, especially from AliExpress or somewhere like that where you can get them cheap. You might be able to get a set of 4 for, you know, $15 to $20. Now, certainly would help this out considerably as long as you get, you know, decent oil-filled shocks and get, of course, the right way to oil, the springs, the tension. There's so many factors with shocks that you can't just throw oil-filled shocks on and think that's going to make a difference. You can actually put oil-filled shocks on and end up with worse shocks than the friction. What, Odin? No, he's not back here. I don't know. Maybe he's hiding in Kate's backyard. Yeah, handles good. It's got really good steering. I'm impressed. This is a nice little RC car. This would be great for like a 10-year-old that might be wanting to get his first RC. But it's perfectly fine for an adult too. I mean, it's fast enough, handles well enough that you don't need to be a first timer beginner to be interested in this. And you can see it's handling jumps really well. Oh, I missed it, and it rolled over. Occasionally, when you cut it really sharp on the turn, again, it will roll, and that's just a little bit of stability in the wheelbase, and it's going to happen. With these little RCs, we got a lot of glare here. I apologize, guys. It's probably around 4:30. Gets dark around 5:15. Oop, missed the ramp again. I mean, this ramp I got is small, but it's really good for these smaller RC cars because it's hard to hit this with a larger car. You go bigger than 1/10 scale, and you can't even. It'd be too big. My 1/8 scale would never be able to hit it. But yeah, it handles it well. All right, guys, I think that's enough driving it around to get an idea. It's getting kind of repetitive. Again, I didn't get a top speed because I didn't think this would be that fast, but I was kind of impressed with the speed. I think, it's probably in that 15 to 20 mile per hour range. I know I'm close on that, so it gives you a good eyeball test on that. But handles well, it rolls a little bit. Basically, the biggest knock would be the friction shocks, but at this price point, you kind of can't expect oil fill necessarily. So if you're interested in this little car from SIMREX, again, this is basically using a lot of rebranded Xinlehong, which is a really good Chinese budget RC brand. It's basically that. So you're getting a lot for the price on this little buggy. If you're interested, there'll be a purchase link down to Amazon. You order this now, you're going to get it before Christmas, no doubt about it. So check down there. Make sure you check the listing for any kind of clippable coupons. If there are any, there might be some before you do check out. So if you like this kind of content, you like RC cars, RC boats, RC tech stuff, I recently did an e-bike video. It's been pretty successful. Be sure to check out the channel. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell and be notified when I upload new videos. As always, guys, have a wonderful day.